All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Shaka from Grandma Stone Lake Charles Camp. Just back again with another lesson. All right, but before I do anything, as always, I'm going to start by saying, Call Holy Ma, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. And that's all praise to the Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Nathama Shnakabala Zaquim Shaya Shrala, which is give double honors to the elders of Israel, which are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach them well. And Shalom Wablabaki Shaya Shrala, which is peace and love to the elect of Israel. Okay, as you can see here, I have, this is from libertyhumanrights.org from the UK. Okay, and as you can see, it's speaking on what? Digital ID. Okay, it says ID systems, privacy, and mass surveillance, So we know basically the agenda that Esau is pushing, The elders and the apostles have been doing these videos. They've been proclaiming these things all the way down into what? The least of us. All this is geared towards what? All right. Pushing that NWO. All right. Making everyone get in league with what? Esau's beast system, man. All right. Accept his power structure. Ultimately leading to what? Making that Karagma mandatory, man. So this is basically just, small preludes of what's to come. Of what's here, I should say. Because it ain't down the road anymore. The shit is at the door. And we know if that's right at the door, all right, then it's only a matter of time before the deliverance. Of course, along with what? World War III. Turmoil. So ultimately what? Signifying that what? We are at the end. So it says a digital ID could be a good idea. This one isn't. Okay? So it says what's happening? The government has consulted on their plans to bring in a digital ID. A major overhaul of how we can identify ourselves and how data is shared across public services. It says excuse me, I'm getting a little excited. It says this proposal gets the fundamentals wrong, and the consequences could be serious. 20 years ago, Liberty helped defeat a labor government plan. Well, hold on. Let me get down straight to the point. It says, what would a good digital ID system look like? All right. It says for a digital ID system to be rights, respected, and safe, it must include the following features as minimum conditions. So I want to read some of these things, and we're going to see if Esau Edom is a trusted man to keep his word on the things that he says, or if his system will consist of these things, man. Based off knowing our personnel. So it says, this is one of the conditions, voluntary, always. All right, and we know that he's going to call us all. Okay, let me see. Let me get that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And when you go into this word mark right here in the 16th chapter, all right, and this has been preached from the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone all the way down to the least of us, that this mark right here is talking about that Karagma, all right, which is the MOTB, okay, which it will be implanted in your right hand and is the size of a grain of rice, man. All right, so check this out. It says, and Pete, the word is though. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. So if you got money, all right, or if you don't, if you in jail, if you free, everybody's gonna have to get down, and that's gonna be the requirement, okay, for this devil, man. For you to function in his society. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, man. You know, and then you jump to the 14th chapter and you start to see, all right, what's going to happen once you accept that mark. All right, and a lot of people are going to take it. You know, Lord willing, you know, the Lord imparts the spirit on us to continue to endure, all right, and not give in, you know, and be like these niggas, man. So that's why it says, this how we know this is, even if Esau says this is what a good system will look like, that's not true. This nigga a liar, bro. You know? It says voluntary always. The law must prevent mission creep. Digital ID must never quietly become compulsory. And let's get this word compulsory. All right. Obligatory. All right. So basically saying that you won't need to feel obligated to have that digital ID. But we seen it in previous time with what happened. All right, during C-19 with the jab. All right, also too with the real ID when it came to flying. All right, it says privacy is not a feature, it's the foundation. The whole system is built around protecting your data from day one, which means no database linking and no tracking where and when we use digital ID. That's fucking low. Hey, bro. And we know Esau, he's all about surveillance. All right, the nigga just said every car that's made after 2027, I believe, will have I think what was it cameras in it or something like that. I forget, it kind of escaped me. You know, either it was cameras or like an AI surveillance or something along those lines, man. Okay, also in the plants, all right, in the refineries or these LNG plants, he's starting to add, all right, those bags of chips, all right, inside the badges, man. Okay, and he basically masquerades it as what this is for data. Okay, this is for safety. This is to track our employees, to track our equipment. All right, but this is what it says. This is what a good digital ID system looks like. And Esau is already on the verge of breaking all these, man. You know? It says clear purpose, hard limits. It says digital ID must be proven for who you are in privacy protected way, not for immigration, not for policing, and not for government surveillance. There must be limits on when you can be asked for digital ID, man. All right. And it says this is what a good system is supposed to look like. All right. And it was, this Esau who says that this is what a good system is going to be like. And he just flat out all right, go left field straight from what he says is good, man. You know? He wants to be like the Most High, man. Let me see. I'll grab that. This is Isaiah 14:13. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Excuse me. It says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High," man. You know? And he wants to have a form of power by what? Surveillance and everything. Knowing everybody's next move. Controlling how you spend. Controlling where you go. All right? Controlling if you're accepted in society or not, man. He wants that total control, man. Along with spying on your every damn move, man. Fucking freak. You know? So, let me see. So it says no digital ID. No problem. You must always have the right to choose a non-government provider or show a physical document instead. Granted, we just seen, this is all a prelude, but we just seen in Revelation 13, said he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You know, so shit is going to start to become mandatory to where it ain't an option. You know? So we see this is not going to be a good system. All right, based off of what Esau says is good. You know? Because we know in the sight of the Lord, man, this shit is polluted. All right, but this goes to show forth that Esau, this nigga, through, man. Cannot trust this devil, man. It says state-of-the-art security. It must be protected with the strongest cryptography, excuse me, I guess that's how you pronounce it, cryptography, and decentralized design, so there's no honeypot for hackers, man. All right. It says, and even with that too, you know, man, Esau run the world, man. You know, because he was gifted that ability to do so. You know what I'm saying? And only for a limited time. You know, so he controls what the hell is gonna go on. You know, ultimately, war, you know, it's gonna control him, but hey, he's being used. So it says, open to scrutiny, accountable to you. It must be built with an open source code which can be audited, overseen by a regulator with real teeth and independence, and with a complaint mechanism that we can all use easily. All right, we know that ain't the case, man. It says a digital ID system that does not meet these requirements must not be built. All right, we know Esau he's working towards it being built, man. Okay, but it's going to be in the form of what that corrupt. You know, that's why in Revelation the 12th chapter it says that what he's going to come down with great wrath, sparing none. You know what I'm saying? But that was pretty much, you know, all I had through the spirit. You know, Jake finna walk up and catch this bus to the Plantee. I just pulled up to the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom.